really, guys, there's just no excuse. Like if you're coaching class, all that stuff, I get it, right? But you got to have somebody else doing it at that time. Like we're running a business, and just because it's a micro gym, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, the franchises and bigger Orange Theories, the F45s, those people are going to have somebody dedicated to get on the call with them immediately.
You're an inspiration to our entire organization.
Welcome to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast. We're going to be talking the done-for-you marketing and sales strategies proven to work with boutique fitness gyms to increase quality lead flow and grow your revenue. Don't try to be a professional marketer and waste tons of money. Let the experts at Lasso do it for you. And now, here are your hosts, Blake Ruff and Sherman Merritt.
All right, guys, here we go. Another episode of Gym Marketing Made Simple with Blake and Sherman. Today, we are excited to chat with you guys about some exciting news, some important things that we're seeing in the industry. Let's just jump right into it. Guys, the first thing that we're going to talk about and really jump into is lead nurture, because that's one of the biggest areas that we see for improvement. Blake, I'm going to let you start off, and then we're just going to take it wherever we want. But I think really talking about lead nurture is going to be vital to this conversation.
Yeah, and so one thing I want to lead this with is stay tuned to the end of this because we got some huge news to drop for you guys. So we're gonna a little teaser to the end, right? Like good storytelling. Yeah. Give them something and then make you guys wait, which is use that in your marketing. Anyways, so we get on a lot of calls of like a lot of our clients crush it, right? Like we just posted. I don't know when you're going to listen to this, but July historically is a slower month for most gyms because school's starting back up and everything like that. But we had clients signing 23 people up per month, last month, and just crushing it. Like tons of people doing really well. So paid marketing is really the oxygen to your business. And so that is huge. But one reason it might fall flat has nothing to do with the ads. It has nothing to even do with your sales process. Maybe you're crushing it on the back end of your sales, but you're not getting people in the door. Like you're getting the leads. So you got 100 leads, but you signed up only 3 people. There's a huge problem between some, and you could have been 3 for 3, right? So the sales problem isn't the issue, but you're not getting any bookings. There's a lot of people we go through their CRM and their conversations, and they're just simply not asking call to action. They're not asking people to take an action. They're basically thinking these people are going to, maybe they're just thinking it's all going to be like just organic people searching you out, but they're not like, so like, for example, somebody asks like, hey, where are you located? And you just give the address and nothing response. That would be like looking for a new car and be like, hey, how much does that car cost? Hey, it's $55,000, and saying nothing else. Hey, not asking, would you like to come in for a test drive? Hey, can I give you a call? Hey, what time are you free to come by? Any other questions you have? Nothing. If there's no follow-up, you're not going to get a sale. You're counting on the person to basically do all of it for you. So and a lot of clients are like, that's it? Like, that's the only information you have for me to do? Yes, because if you're not asking somebody to take the next step, you're never going to get sales. So the biggest thing you guys have to do is keep your messaging short in response, and then asking very pointed questions, right? This is something we learned as well. When you ask questions, don't make it open-ended. Don't say, hey, what are your goals? Say, is your goal strength or weight loss? Like an and or question, right? So then they don't have to, I always like to say, don't make them burn calories trying to join your gym. Make them burn calories when they come in your gym, right? So it should be an easy process. Like everything's like Amazon, one click to book. Make it easy for them to book an appointment with you guys to get the information. So when somebody starts showing interest, the whole goal should be like, hey, Sherman, what are you looking for? Strength or weight loss? I want strength, man. Great. You got 5 to 10 minutes right now that we can hop on a call? No. Okay. Do you have time at 5 p.m. today? No. Okay. What time works for you? Very pointed questions. But if he just said strength and I said, awesome, we're great at that. He's going to be like, okay, what do I do next? You're not giving clear direction on where to go. So I think the biggest thing that a lot of things that we see fall flat with gyms and people responding in lead nurture is they're just not giving the person the next step and giving clear, concise things to do next.
Yeah, and sort of to piggyback off what you're saying, I believe that there's a lot of times where people really don't understand how important the sales process is from the time they become a lead, right? From the time someone clicks on your ad to get to work, um, you have to be responding quickly and very quickly. And a lot of times we'll see people they're responding hours later, maybe even the next day, because maybe they're coaching classes, then whatever happens. So I think that we have to understand that the time that you're going to respond to someone is going to really make a huge difference. So you have to respond quickly, guys, because the sales process starts as soon as they become a lead. Sort of like Blake was saying, if you have 100 leads and your struggle is to get people in the door, that's still a sales problem, right? That's not a marketing problem, because you're getting the leads. The people are telling you, hey, I have some type of problem that I need solved. But if you can't get them in the door, we have to fix your sales process. Like, we have to.
Yeah. And so I think a big thing is just making sure that you guys are, whoever does your nurture process is keeping it short and simple. A great guideline would just be like, hey, when you respond, no more than two sentences, and there always has to be followed up with a call to action, that last sentence, right? Not leaving things open-ended. You always have to give your lead the next step, right? Hey, can we hop on a call? Hey, when can you come in? What question, like, I wouldn't even say what questions do you have, because that makes them think, right? Just get on a call, have a script ready, have everything ready to go so that you can move forward with the client. And I think one thing that we have to talk about is, in lead nurture, what is an acceptable, I don't even say acceptable, but what is going to give you the best results based on response time? This is just the truth. If you're not responding within 15 minutes, you're losing clients, right? And a lot of people will be like, well, if they weren't ready to join and it takes me 2 hours to get back to them.
Oh, that pisses me off.
They were a great client, right? And I'm like, no. Or like, they weren't, like, we had one guy that was like, oh yeah, they weren't a good quality lead. And I go through, and the lady literally said, I joined F45. And I was like, well, she spent more money than your gym cost, but you took 2 days to get back to her. So here's the thing, right? Like, and I use this as an analogy. Like, say you're looking for, I just had a water guy come and fix like something at my house, or I was looking for lawn care. I called 3 different companies. The first one to call me back, as long as they're not incompetent and they sound like they have a good service, I'm going to purchase, because I don't want to waste more time and energy figuring out who to go with, right? So if you're the last one to respond, it shows that this might be blunt, but you probably don't take great care of your customers if it takes you 2 days to get back to people. Because if it took you 2 days to get back to me after I wanted to pay you money, I'm going to be like, well, how are they going to treat me when I join the gym? Right? Like, if it takes me 48 hours, I'm always going to have to wait 2 to 3 days to just get a response. That's horrible customer service. You have a lot of things to fix, or you need to hire outward. So 15 minutes is like crucial that you get back to people. And really, guys, there's just no excuse. Like, if you're coaching class, all that stuff, I get it, right? But you got to have somebody else doing it at that time. Like, we're running a business, and just because it's a micro gym, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, the franchises and bigger Orange Theories, the F45s, those people are going to have somebody dedicated to get on the call with them immediately. And so I think that's crucial for you guys to know, and just some hard truth.
Yeah, I really believe that's one of the things where are, the micro gym industry is really slacking. Is getting back to people quick enough. When I had my gym, I used to always tell my mentees that like the speed at which you get back to them is going to really make a huge difference. And the folks that really took it serious, they would always be like, man, that person was like, oh my gosh, like you guys are really quick. You guys got back to us within a minute, because they had times where they would have blocked off where they were just waiting for leads to come in. And I can't tell you how many times I would call someone, they'd be like, I just filled that out like a minute ago. Like, yeah, hey, like we're serious about service here. We want to help you. And that just gets the conversation started off on the right foot. And it makes a big difference. But what we're seeing more often than not, for whatever reasons, right? Maybe you're coaching classes all day, maybe you're just sleeping, in the middle of the day taking a nap. Who knows? There's other stuff going on besides lead nurture. But really understand, the longer that you take, if this person is really sort of quote unquote shopping around, like Blake said, the first person that gets back to them, they're probably going to have they're going to have a better chance at signing them up. Because I used to always joke around, hey, if I get someone in front of me, I'm not letting them leave. If I get on the phone with them, they are definitely coming into my gym to talk to me about how we're going to solve their problem. So the rate at which you get back to these leads is very important, guys. It is very important. And we cannot overemphasize this enough, Blake. Like, we really can't.
Yeah, so this might be a shorter episode because, it's pretty simple stuff, right? And, well, I think one thing, too, that you guys have to have is a long nurture process, right? Like, oh, man, one thing that would just drives me up the wall. So we've built out, like, workflows for a year and a half, and we get clients that will literally only message them for 3 days, and that's it. Guys, like, people go on vacation. People get busy. If you're not nurturing them for at least like 3 months, you're missing out on a ton of people. And let's just do some math here, right? Let's say over the course of 2 months, let's use 2 months, and you're working with Lasso. Let's say you get, let's just say 50 leads a month. That's 100 leads. The average that it takes somebody to make a buying decision is 8 to 10 touch points. That's 800 to 1,000 manual text message or phone calls. Just being realistic, you don't have a sales team. That's a pretty decent sales staff to do that. You don't have that many people to do that. And if you're not doing that, you're missing out on sales. Stop cutting off your lead nurture just because here's the ultimate reason, right, Sherman? People are always like, well, I'm annoying people. Well, I'm getting bad feedback. Now, here's where I would say that is not your ideal client. If somebody is getting annoyed because you're following up, they were never truly interested, because the person that was actually interested, their response is going to be, hey, sorry, it's just been really busy. I appreciate all of your follow-up. Yeah, when can we book a call, right? So stop worrying about the people that, like, just because they threw a fit and like maybe drop some like swear words or F-bombs to you, they aren't your ideal client. You need to focus on the people that are appreciative of all of the follow-up. So I can't tell you guys enough. 10 days, 7 days, 5 days, 3 days, even 14 days is not a long enough follow-up process.
No, like, it's not. Like, and here's the thing. Like, let's be honest. There's so many of these leads when they're coming in off the ads that they've never heard about you, right? Like, they've never heard about you. They don't know. So to think that every single person, the first time they hear about you, they're going to click on an ad, come in and take action and sign up and, see the ad on one day, and 3 days later, they're paying you $250 a month. That is not the way it works for guys. Some of these people, they hear about you, and then it takes them weeks to, okay, I just heard about this gym. I clicked on something. Now I'm starting to see them more and more over the next few weeks. And then maybe they just sort of watch and consume content. They're getting emails and text messages from you. Now you're popping up in their feed. And then they're like, you know what? I'm going to give this place a shot. And it takes them 6 to 8 weeks to do that. because you're constantly standing in front of them. Now they come in, oh yeah, I heard about you a couple months ago. I was on Facebook. But if you only reach out to them for that first week and you say, oh, well, that was a bad lead, you're missing a huge opportunity, guys. This is one of my favorite sayings. The fortune is in the follow-up, right? The fortune is in the follow-up. Yes, it would be easy. Everything would be easy. All micro gym owners would be driving Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Porsches if it was simple as get the lead. Now they're going to do all the work. They're just going to come in and pay us. No, guys, you have to follow up with these people consistently, right? And sometimes it takes some people a long time, right? Like it takes people a long time to sort of get off the fence. Again, a lot of these people, they've never heard of you, right? Some of them have, so they'll come in much quicker. But some of these people, it may take you 4, 6, 8, 12 weeks for them to say, okay, I've seen enough. I have enough social proof. Their need is big enough. And they're like, all right, let's go. Like, let's get going. Right. So don't give up on these leads, guys. You have to continue to follow up long term, because if you do, especially when you are consistently collecting a decent amount of leads, like Blake said, on average, if we get you 50 to 75 leads per month and you do this for a year, now you have tons and tons of leads. And now people are starting to trickle in, every single month from previous months prior, right? And that's a huge win. That's the reason some of our best clients, they start off with us at a certain point. Let's just say they start off with us at $20,000. And then 18, 24 months later, now they're at $40,000, $50,000, because that slow growth just sort of compounds. And the next thing you know, you have enough leads. You're still getting new people in every month. They're coming from the ads. There's some old people that came in months later, and now it starts to add up, guys. So you have to follow the process. And I think one of the big things that we see at times, some gyms, when we talk to them, is that most gyms want to make more money, right? We get that. Most people want to make more money. But I'm here to tell you, if you want to make more money, especially if it's big goals, you want to make a lot more money, you're going to have to work a little bit harder, at least. Everyone always like to say work smarter, not harder. Yes, that is true. But you are going to work harder, right? There's not many people that go from making, X amount, then they double their income and they're putting in the same amount of effort. That's not how it works, guys.
Sherman, I think you should go into a little bit of how clients are like, I just want better quality, because they're getting 100 and they're dealing with some of the headaches and realizing that's just part of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, guys. So here's the thing, any company, any marketing company, and I'm going to stand on this. You can show
business. It doesn't even you're any business, not every person's going to sign up, right?
Yeah. No, but I was going to say any marketing company that says, I can guarantee you all high quality leads, I'm telling you right now, run. They're lying. They are lying.
Unless they're going to give you $300 leads and you're never going to make enough money.
Correct. If they put enough, things up front where by the time someone makes it in, they're ready to, but your cost per lead, you're going to have very, very few leads. And most people say they want higher quality leads, but they really don't, right? Because you go from getting $10 leads. So let's just say you're getting 75 leads at $10. Oh, this is great. But now your leads go up to $100 a lead. Yes, they are better. Yes, they are more qualified, but it still doesn't mean they're going to sign up. So now you're like, well, my leads are way down. Yeah, I'm getting a couple signups, but it's definitely not enough. So that's what I like to tell people. Until you get to the point where you just don't, your gym is full enough where you don't need more members, quote unquote, need more members, I would be getting as many leads as I can, and I would deal with the knuckleheads. But throughout dealing with that, you're also going to get great people as well. So it's just part of the process, guys. I wish that our copy was so good and our stuff was so good that only the people that were ready to take action and that had money would click on the ad. That's just not that's not the way it worked.
I would argue the copy is so good, so it's bringing in people that want more info, but
Info,
maybe they're
correct.
just not ready yet, right? So like it's bringing in people that are like, I'm so intrigued by this, and I do have a problem. Here's the thing too, guys, that like just because they opt in month 1 and don't join, let's say today's August 7th, they don't join in August, doesn't mean they're a bad lead. Doesn't mean that they're not going to join in January, right? As long as you nurture them. That's the big thing. And going back to what I said earlier, like you have to stay on top of these people, because if you don't have a lead nurture process and system set up, and only for 1 week, of course everybody's going to seem like a bad lead, and you're going to complain because I'm not signing people up. Well, hey, when's the last time that you touched, July 7th lead? Well, we haven't. They didn't join in the first week. Doesn't mean they're a bad lead. They might have actually, if you follow up with them. One of my favorite reactivation messages: have you joined a gym yet? Right? It's a quick yes or no question, because the ones that say no are basically saying no, and I have a problem still. The ones that say yes and I joined somewhere else, you can kind of leave them alone, right? But if everybody said yes, they joined a gym, and of the people the last 60 days, I guarantee you all those people probably would have joined, well, not all of them, but 50% probably would have joined your gym if you would have done a better job nurturing those people, right? So I think Sherman, maybe it's time to drop the big gold nugget on what we're doing.
Yeah. So, guys, if you held on this long for 20 long minutes,
Drum roll.
listen. I was about to say, what is that? No, I didn't know what that was.
It's a drum roll.
So, guys, something that we've been working on for a while. This actually came up a couple years ago. Blake and I were, started talking about it, trying to work on it. We just couldn't get it right, and then recently it came up again, and we were able to get this thing going. And right now we have 20 gyms. Blake, 20? Yeah. So we have like
24, 25 or something.
Yeah. So we have 24 to 25 gyms in our beta group, right? So we launched this 3-month beta group, and the beta group is for lead nurture, right? Like we have VAs that lead nurture all of their leads, right? Now, I'm going to give you a little detail. When we hire people at Lasso, we put people through predictive index and all of that stuff. Shout out to Brian Alexander for being our hiring guru, because we know that having the right people in the right seats is key, right? So we did the same thing with these VAs, right? We went into it. We were like, hey, very strong English speakers, can't have an accent. They had to fall in certain parameters for the predictive index for the job that we were trying to hire for. So the people that we brought on board, they're perfect, right? Everyone loves them so far. Blake, I'm going to let you dive into some of the details so people can sort of know about it. But yeah, guys, we're doing lead nurture for gyms now, and it's a game changer.
Yeah, so these are full-time employees basically, and they're taking on 8 to 12 gyms based on what they can handle and how much they can keep up, and we're testing that right now. So basically, all of our VAs are responding to all your leads within 5 to 15 minutes, right? And then they are calling the leads every single day to get them booked. We dropped a lot of gyms that have leads over like 60 days, and they've booked tons of appointments for these people, and which just tells us that we're not doing a great job following up. So we're taking that, Sherman, when you had your gym and I had my 2 gyms, the one thing I hated the most was nurturing leads, because it's basically the same response every time, right? Like, what are you looking for? Like, personal training, group training, group. Great. Let's get you in. They ask a few questions and then you get them in to sit down. We take care of that whole process. And all you have to do is show up and sign them up. It's the easiest job ever. And if you think about it, if I would say you were able to contact all of your leads within 15 minutes, you would have a lot more signups, guaranteed. So we have seen, we launched this, basically this week, first week. A lot of our clients in 3 days already are ROI positive from what they paid for this lead nurture process. So in 3 days, they got so many appointments that they're already paid for itself forever. And it's totally off your hands. I would venture to say that I would have paid somebody, even if it didn't give me an ROI, because I would able to get time back to grow my business in other areas, right? So just that by itself to say, hey, I can pay them X amount of money to get this all off my hands and I could do other things that would guarantee me to make that money back. Plus they're going to make me more money. It's a no-brainer. And so these people work, 40 hours a week right now, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. EST. They're calling leads every day, doing over 100 phone calls a day. They're responding to every single message in our clients' high level, calling them all. It's all taken care of, and they directly communicate with the gym owner if they have any questions. So everything is specialized enough, but general to your gym, that we intrigue the people to get them in and to the consult. So really, it's an amazing process and something we honestly didn't think we would ever be able to do because it was so expensive before, but we figured out how to make this work for all of our clients so we can take care of, because we realize when we run a marketing company, there's two variables that we can't take care of, or were. The sales process, we can't show up and sign up people at your gym. We could, but it'd be really expensive. Or the lead nurture process. We're getting rid of the lead nurture process. So Lasso now gets you the leads, nurtures the leads, has a CRM built out for you. The only thing you literally have to do is sign up people, and we train you on how to do that. So it's just literally just like a bulletproof plan for you guys to move forward and just crush it. So if it's something you guys are interested in, you listen to this, like just shoot us a message, email, book a call with us, all of that.
Yeah, because I think this is exciting time for us, guys. We knew that it was a huge sort of missing piece in the market, but to have 25 people basically kicking down the door to get in on the beta for the initial 90 days to help us make this thing even better. We know this is going to change, it's really going to change the industry. It is going to help so many gym owners free up some time, not feel guilty for not being totally tied to their phone all the time when they're trying to hang out with their family, at functions, stuff like that. So we are very excited about this, guys. And like Blake said, you'll be hearing more about it. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to jump on a call with you, tell you, how you can get involved, what we're doing, when we're going to open it up to the public, the price of it, all of that stuff, guys. So that's pretty much it, guys. So as always, tell a friend to tune in, and we will chat with you guys next week. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast with Blake Ruff and Sherman Merricks. We hope you enjoyed. We believe marketing should increase revenue and not waste money. So book your free call today. Head on over to lassoframework.com. That's lassoframework.com and find the right words, get more customers, and increase your revenue. We'll see you here next time.